Hello everyone, I heartily welcome you all to the Legal Success Square. Today we will be discussing the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. इंटरव्यू में क्या क्या क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए थे, जैसे कि फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन LIC हो गया, LIC HFL हो गया, ये सब में लीगल लॉ ऑफिसर्स का रिक्वायरमेंट रहता है ना, लीगल ऑफिसर्स, लीगल असिस्टेंट मैनेजर का। तो उसका जो हम लोग ने एग्जामिनेशंस दिया उसमें क्या क्या पूछे जाते हैं, और IBPS SO में भी कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक्ट से। तो ये मेरा वीडियो जो रहेगा वो पार्ट 1 वीडियो रहेगा। इसमें मैं आपको बताऊंगी कि क्या क्या क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं फॉर द लीगल ऑफिसर्स एग्जामिनेशंस, RRB का हो गया ये सब। तो नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक्ट से इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है। चलिए आइए आज डिस्कस करते हैं। फर्स्ट जो इंटरव्यू में भी ये सब पूछे जाते हैं, और साथ ही साथ ये MCQs बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस रहते हैं तो उसमें भी पूछे जाते हैं। फिर मेंस एग्जामिनेशंस में तो आपको पढ़कर जाना ही है। तो कमेंसमेंट डेट इसका सबसे पहले पूछा जाएगा अगर MCQs में, तो आपको जानना है कि ये कमेंस हुआ था 1st डे ऑफ मार्च 1882, द एक्ट नंबर बीइंग 26 ऑफ 1881. The short title itself is the name of the act, Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. Then the long title will be an act to define and amend the law which is relating to the promissory notes, bills of exchange and check. Now, if we talk about the preamble, it is written in the act that it is expedient to define and amend the law relating to promissory note, bill of exchange, check. वही चीज़ है जो लॉन्ग टाइटल में लिखा हुआ है, वही ये प्रीएम्बल का ऑब्जेक्ट भी बता दिया गया है। एप्लीकेबिलिटी है होल ऑफ इंडिया, बट nothing herein contained will affect the Indian Paper Currency Act. So this you have to remember, section 21, or affects any local usage relating to instrument in Oriental language. So whole of India I have written here. Now we will be talking about the classification of the negotiable instrument. So the first one being bearer instrument. Now what is bearer instrument? Here the holder of the instrument can obtain the payment. You have to remember this, that the holder of the instrument can obtain the payment of that particular instrument. Now inland instrument. What is inland instrument? Inland instrument is defined under section 11 of the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, and here any promissory note, bill of exchange or check which has been drawn or made in India and which is made payable in India only, that can be termed as inland instrument. Here you have to remember the two criteria, that is drawn and made payable in India, and second one being drawn in India upon that person who is the resident therein only, even though that instrument is made payable in a foreign country. So this you have to remember, that this two criteria, drawn and made payable in India and drawn in India upon some person who is a resident of India only, no matter if it has been made payable in a foreign country. Now let's go to the next classification, that is number 3. It's foreign instrument. Now you have to remember the section of the foreign instrument, even section 12. Here what does it says? Any instrument. Here also you have to remember the two essential ingredient, that is it is drawn and made payable outside India, and it is drawn in India upon some person. Here the resident here the resident will be outside India. So this you have to remember, two criteria, drawn and made payable outside India and drawn in India upon some person who is resident outside India and payable in foreign country. Section 12 you have to remember over here. And now the fourth one being ambiguous instrument. Now here you have to remember that in ambiguous instrument the section is section 17. Here the instrument may be construed as either as promissory note or bill of exchange, but the holder may elect whether to treat as promissory note or bill of exchange. And once the identity is given as bills of exchange, then it would be termed as bill of exchange only. And now it is no more ambiguous instrument. You have to remember this. Once the identity is given, that check would not be termed as ambiguous instrument. Now we are moving ahead to the next classification, that is demand instrument. It has been defined under section 19. Here the promissory note or bill of exchange where no time, you have to remember this, I am quoting, underlining that, you have to underline that this sentence, where no time for payment is specified. And that particular check are payable on demand. Check are payable on demand. So you have to remember this two criteria, that anything, whether it is any negotiable instrument, whether it is promissory note or bill of exchange, in which no time for payment is specified and the check are payable on demand. Here the check are payable on demand. So this you have to remember. Now we are moving ahead to the next criteria, next classification, that is inchoate stamped instrument. इनकोएट स्टैम्प्ड इंस्ट्रूमेंट का मतलब क्या होता है? नाउ इनकोएट स्टैम्प्ड इंस्ट्रूमेंट का मतलब होता है कि कोई भी पर्सन साइन कर देता है या डिलीवर कर देता है दूसरे को, और दूसरे को वो डिलीवर जो करता है ना, वो पेपर डिलीवर करता है, स्टैम्प पेपर रहता है, ठीक है, नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट के हिसाब से। और जो भी यहाँ पे दिया जाता है पर्टिकुलरली इनकोएट स्टैम्प्ड इंस्ट्रूमेंट, वो उसको माना जाता है इनकम्प्लीट इंस्ट्रूमेंट माना जाता है। यहाँ पे कोई भी स्टैम्प पेपर वगैरह रिलेटिंग टू द लॉ दे दिया जाता है नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट से रिलेटेड, और पूरी ब्लैंक दिया जाता है, ठीक है, और कुछ लिखा नहीं जाता है। तो यहाँ पे जो होल्डर होता है, वो होल्डर क्या करता है, उसमें फिलअप कर लेता है। मतलब बेसिकली होल्डर एज अ राइट, ही कैन फिलअप, और वो फिलअप भी करेगा तो कितना अमाउंट कर सकता है? Must remember, not exceeding the amount covered by the stamp. मतलब स्टैम्प पेपर में अगर सोच लो, अगर आपका स्टैम्प पेपर है 100 रुपीज़ का, तो नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट में मोस्टली वो 1000 का चेक काट सकता है। सो दिस वी हैव टू रिमेंबर। नाउ मूविंग अहेड टू द नेक्स्ट topic, that is section 13, and section 13 talks about the negotiable instrument itself. Now we have to remember this, that there are three types of negotiable instrument which has been recognized under section 13, that is promissory note, which has been defined under section 4, bills of exchange, which has been defined under section 5, and a check, which has been defined under section 6. Now what are the basic features of this negotiable instrument? So according to the section 13, we have to know that instruments are freely transferable, and this transferable can be made by delivery or by endorsement, and the person receiving the instrument in good faith gets the good title over that instrument, and the holder, very important, the holder of the instrument gets the right of transferability till maturity. So these are the things which you have to remember. Now moving ahead, what is the promissory note? Section 4 talking about the promissory note, and in the MCQs you have to learn like this only. You have to mark the key points because इतने सारे options आते, you will get confused. So over here the promissory note, and I will be dealing with every subject every subject which usually comes in the law examination, particularly in the LIC or SEBI or whatever recruitment is made relating to the legal officers in the financial institution or in the bank. So let's see about section 4, talking about the promissory note. It is you all must be knowing about it, is an instrument in writing, but here you have to remember that it is not a bank note or a currency note, not a bank note or currency note, but it is an unconditional undertaking. Unconditional undertaking which is signed by the maker and paid a certain sum of money only to or to the order of certain person, order or to the bearer of that instrument. So you have to remember this. For example, I can say that I promise to pay Mr. X or order rupees 500. That would be a promissory note. Now we will be talking about the bills of exchange. Definitely section 5 dealings with the bills of exchange. Bills of exchange. What is bills of exchange now? It is an instrument in writing which contains an unconditional order. That is, a promissory note is an unconditional undertaking. It is an unconditional order. It is also signed by the maker. Here also the person who is making it, bills of exchange, will be directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money, and that this also contain the word order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument, both. So you have to remember this over here. Now we are moving ahead to the check, section 6. Section 6 dealing with the check. A check is also a bill of exchange. See, here you can get the option whether check is a negotiable instrument, bill of exchange, and many options you will be getting. So if it is specified bills of exchange, you can tick it up here also, because a check is also a bill of exchange and it is drawn on a specified banker or not expressed to be payable otherwise than on demand, and it also includes the electronic image of truncated check and a check in the electronic form. Both you have to remember over here. Okay, now we are moving to the next. See, we have learned a lot over here, and in the next session we will be dealing with the further topic of negotiable instrument, which usually comes in the examination. Basically, I have learned all this and cleared up the examination, so I will letting you know everything. Thank you everyone, keep learning.